Hey, hockey friends and families, got exciting news from our title sponsor, NHL Scamurra. Most of you have asked us all the time, is it just for goalies? Can skaters use it? Well, they've just made a revolutionary new update called Dangle Pro. It's the world's first mixed reality stick handling trainer. Now, you've all seen that video of someone with them throwing a lot of different things, pucks, gloves, everything at them on the ice. NHL Scamurra has found a way using the Meta Quest to do this in mixed reality. So you can dangle through live 3D obstacles that appear right in front of you, earning points and developing better stick handling skills in the process. It is so much fun. When I tried it, I was blown away by how fun it was, but also it's going to help your kids build faster hands and good habits. Like picking your head up while stick handling with the puck, something we talk about all the time. This thing is only available inside NHL Scamurra, and they're giving, again, $25 off an annual subscription. They're very gracious with us. When you use the code OKPH at checkout, you can check that out at Scamurra.com/OKPH. Again, Scamurra.com/OKPH. And give your young hockey player that increased hockey IQ, gets more confidence, faster hands. But this new module called Dangle Pro, they've really outdone themselves with this. Again, NHL Scamurra is the only VR hockey training platform officially licensed by the NHL. It's a proud partner of USA Hockey and the OMHA. And it's got hundreds of drills on here for goaltenders, for players. And again, just 10 to 20 minutes a day, a few times a week, can really sharpen your kid's skill set. Trust me, it's a far better use of screen time than scrolling on YouTube or just playing regular video games. Again, Scamurra.com/OKPH, Scamurra.com/OKPH, Scamurra.com/OKPH. Get your $25 off. Check out Dangle Pro. And now, check out this episode. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world. Welcome back to another edition of The Ride to the Rink. Hockey players. I got two PWHL stars with us today, but they're much more than that. They're also daughters. They're friends. They're good people. But today on our big episode, we were talking about big feelings and emotions. And kids, all of us, you, your parents, your teammates, we all experience big feelings. But maybe nobody really tells you how to utilize and understand those big feelings and what you can do in the moments when you're having those big feelings. So I have Hayley and I have Gabbie with me today. And Hayley, I know we talk about it all the time. Big feelings just come with the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The emotions are a part of the game. Things are happening. All of a sudden, you're down 2-0. It's like, what are we going to do? I think it's super important. You just kind of focus on taking a few deep breaths, maybe tapping a teammate, saying, like, okay, we've got this. Like, let's go. And just working with each other and being vulnerable with each other. Like, hey, you are a little nervous, and you tell your teammate that. They can be like, I've got you. I can support you in this. And I think those are super important things to do for sure. Gabbie, what do you think?
I think something that I learned in college, a lot of my big feelings came from feeling like I wasn't playing well. It was all internal, feeling, gosh, I didn't make that good pass that I should have made. It wasn't on our tape. I would beat myself up about those little details, and then I would start to feel big feelings and get angry and start to kind of shut down. And something that I've learned is I just get up and I watch my teammates succeed. I think that's a big thing to go with. Take those couple deep breaths and then get up, watch the shift that's going on in front of you, and pick out maybe, hey, my teammate Hayley just made a great pass. That was amazing. I'm going to go do that exact same thing. Kind of watch and support your teammates, and then it kind of reminds yourself to stay grounded and know other people still are making mistakes on the ice too. You're human. It's going to happen. But supporting and giving those feedback to your teammates, I think, can also just immediately lift up your spirits and bring that fun energy back into your system.
Gabbie.
As Gabbie's teammate, I can attest to she's the ultimate hype girl for sure. So if she's on the bench, she is finding something you did well out there, and she is going to tell you about it. So it's the best kind of teammate to have. Lee, go ahead.
No, I was. What I love about this is that there's no skill involved with being a great teammate, right? And what I find, and I tell the kids, all of you, this all the time when I'm coaching you, is that there's going to be games that your best skill or your best attribute is not there. I have had games where I was a skater. I felt like my feet were underwater. I've had games where my hands are just not working. And then everyone's favorite, I've had games where I'm looking top right and I'm going to shoot the puck top right and the puck somehow goes bottom left. It happens to everybody. So it's not always going to be there, but it takes no talent to be a great teammate. And kids, you will be surprised that if you get out of your own kind of mindset a little bit and focus on your teammates, that quicker than you think will actually bring you back to the place you want to be. That's one tip. That's one action item you can do. All teammates have a responsibility that if you're not having a great game, to take care of your teammates. But gang, what are some of the other things, right? What are some of the other methodologies of, okay, I'm not feeling right. We've talked about identifying your emotions. You both talked about little things you do in the games. What else can kids do to get themselves present again, or get themselves kind of out of that funk, as we say?
Yeah, I think something that works for me personally is, we talked about it a little bit earlier, it's just grounding yourself and bringing yourself back to the present. A few ways I do that. I like to count my fingers. Those are some things that I really enjoy doing. Hayley talked about the breathing exercises. I think that breathing is so important. Take those deep breaths and try to just relax. And once you're feeling a little bit more relaxed, identify what you're feeling. And then you can address it once you've calmed down a little bit. Just taking those breaths, whether it's counting your fingers, just re-grounding yourself to understand, okay, what am I feeling right now? Can kind of alleviate those big feelings and kind of bring them down to just maybe little emotions. Okay, what am I actually feeling and dealing with here? So you can handle those a little bit better.
Kids, I'll say this too, Gabbie, that was a great answer, is that this is something you have to practice, right? It's not something you're going to master immediately. In fact, it can't ever be mastered. It's something you have to continually work on. One of the biggest first steps that I actually think we don't talk about this enough with you kids is just the awareness that you're not feeling right. Sometimes your emotions are so big, they just take over. It's like an ocean wave right over your body. And, you're in this water, and it's like you got to swim, and you don't realize you're in the water. So kids, just know this. If you can even get to a point where you're sitting on the bench or sitting at home, wherever, playing video games, whatever, and say, wow, I'm really angry. That statement is immense growth for you and immense practice. Because once you've made the awareness, now you can actually start working on some of the things, the breathing, the counting your fingers. Or one of my favorite phrases, gang, is be where your skates are at, or be where your feet are, right? Your mind is someplace else. Bring it back. Kids, if you can start working on this skill now as a young hockey player, it not only will serve you really well on the ice, but in your life, it will serve you well, right? We said it on the big episode. You have more adversity in a week in a hockey than most people have in a week or month of life, right? So it's teaching you life, right? Make sure you utilize it that way. The mental side of the game, if there's anything we learned from Gabbie in our long episode this week, the mental side of the game is just as important to develop as the physical side of the game, right? And your coaches and your parents all have a responsibility to do that as well, because I know your parents are in the car listening with you right now. I'm talking to you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for putting us on, by the way. Right? Guys, anything else? Hayley, did you have any more tips and tricks that we want to share with the kids?
No, I think the only thing I was gonna say is that like sometimes in a game, if I feel like I'm having a bad game and like I'm hyping up my teammates, things like that, in terms of focusing on myself, I try to just do like one small thing that I'm really good at. Like everyone has their strengths, right? Like so for me, it's board battles. So I'm like, okay, I'm going out there and I'm just gonna win my board battles. Maybe I just knock it to a teammate, things like that. You can just focus on little goals, and then it'll kind of just continue building throughout the game.
I love that. That's also really good advice, And look, I'll say to all you kids listening, the two ladies are giving great advice, right? You got to find what works for you as well, right? There is no one thing that works for everybody. Everybody's mind works differently, and you have to find different things. So I encourage you kids, if this is something that interests you, and parents listening too, there's a great thing called the internet. You can actually go and search different ways to help yourself get present. Or help yourselves find ways through these. But above all, your ability to discuss this type of stuff is also a really big power, right? And the way the world's going right now, kids, you can have these conversations. Again, Gabbie brought that up right away about her relationship with her coaches and her her parents growing up about the ability just to discuss it. It's okay to talk about these things. All right. I'm going to say that again. It's okay to talk about these things. It's part of growing up. Do either of you have any final messages before we close this out?
I would just say for whoever's listening in the car ride to the rink, never lose sight of why you're going to the rink. I think that's something that always helps me, whether I'm struggling, whatever it is. If it's because you just love the game, you love your teammates, every time you walk into the rink, just think about, why am I here? Why are you doing this? Is it because you love hanging out with your friends? Is it because you love going on the rink and having fun? You love the competitive, whatever it is, try not to lose sight of why you're doing it and to have fun with it. That's the whole reason why we do it, because we love it and it's so fun. So I think that's my big message that I want to leave with is try not to lose sight of that. And just maybe every time you open those rink doors, you're reminding yourself why you're walking through them.
Gabbie, that's beautiful. We'll end on that. Kids, remember, no matter where you're at on the hockey journey, we believe in you. You should too. All right, skate hard, have fun. We'll see you on the ice. Take care, everybody.